the one part of the deen that they're going to carry now and they're going to try to enforce upon the people is you can't say anything against the kings. And so all of Arabia becomes secular and more secular and more secular. At the same time, the only political use of religion or the political use of Islam they make is hush when it comes to the kings. Hush when it comes to the leaders of the Muslims. Hush, don't say anything against them. Do dua, have good sincerity in dua. Yes, you could do that. But you have to, in this time and age where fitnas are flooding into the Muslim world, where Mecca and Medina are changing, where everything is going backward, and you want to tell Muslims, hush, don't speak against the Muslim leaders? Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind? You know, speaking against the Muslim leaders is, in my opinion, is fard, is wajib in these days. You have to. Because you have to make clear that these people do not represent Islam. They represent secular thought. They don't represent religious thought. Shame on any person who sits on the podium of the Prophet and tells people, or speaks on behalf of Islam and tells people don't speak out against Muslim leaders. Shame on such people. Because, you know, they want to kill your religious sensitivities. They want to kill your religious sensitivities. They want to kill the religious sensitivities of the Muslims in the Muslim lands. As long as you're slaves and don't speak out against your masters, you know, do what you want. It's the very essence of prophethood. The very essence of Tawagheet is to go against the status quo and to establish justice. Why Allah destroyed Fir'aun? Why is the story of Musa and Fir'aun the most mentioned event in the Quran? You're either with Ali Fir'aun or you're with Ali Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Ali Muhammad, the family of Muhammad, stood up against the kings of their time. And the Mahdi, Muhammad bin Abdullah, will also stand up against the kings of his time. Will stand up against the status quo of his time. So if you are a type of Muslim who is okay with the status quo, is okay with secularism, is okay with no, hush, don't say anything against Muslim leaders, you'll be on one side. Only those Muslims who are willing to stand up against the status quo will be on the rightful side. They will be the people who will do what Surah Al-Asr, which is the least condition of success according to the Quran. وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. They enjoin one another to truth. You can't stop a Muslim from speaking the truth. Not telling people, hush, don't say anything against Muslim leaders. What nonsense is this? Hush, don't say anything against Muslim leaders. Because if you start saying something against Muslim leaders, what will be the natural result of that? You'll start talking about Khilafah. So whenever Muslims come on top, right? When Muslims come on top, when people say, oh, we want Muslims to be our leaders, then something is always done to remove them. Right? And so, I don't want to go more into this. But shame on Muslims who talk about the subject of Khuruj as if it is relevant today. The subject of Khuruj is not relevant in this context, because none of the Muslim leaders have take bay'ah, established Sharia, established Salah. They're not in the Jummah khutbahs. They're not in the 5-time prayers. They're not even concerned if people are coming to the masjid or not.